All right, welcome back, people. And we have Eddie Guna, aka Eddie Vision, aka Eddie from Sports Down the Middle, multi-channel entrepreneur. Big up yourself, my boss.
Yeah, man, big up free, man. First on the show. So happy New Year to you and happy New Year to your viewers.
Happy New Year to you, the team, and the family, bro. Big up yourself.
Come on, no respect, same to you.
You know what I mean? And the viewers as well. We're going into the game against Mexico. You are here with me today, and we're going to do a quick scout report. This one not going to be that long, right? So we're just going to run through some of the things that stand out to us about Mexico. So Mexico, we will be playing at home. They're on 14 points in third, 1 point behind the United States on 15, and Mexico on 16, and Canada on 16 in first, right?
Yeah.
Somewhat of a surprise. We Jamaica, we're all the way down in sixth, on 7 points. Yeah, man. All 7 points, a whole 7 points behind Mexico, who are on 14, right? But in front of us, you have Costa Rica on 9 and Panama, who's on 14 as well. Mexico is doing better than us, but they're not doing great by their standards, I would say. Eddie, what say you?
Yeah, man, definitely they've been dropping, a lot of points lately. And, historically, they're a team that don't really drop points in Concacaf.
Yeah.
Especially at home, we've seen them drop points at home. So it's a different type of Mexico this time around. A lot of injuries to some key players, players kind of unformed, the likes of Jimenez.
Yeah.
Not scoring goals. So, it's a battle for them, It's a real battle with them.
Yeah, they've definitely not had it their way. I'll go through some stats for the last 10 games. And that would include the World Cup games because they've played 8 qualifiers so far, right? So out of the last 10 games, they've played 5 away, 5 at home. The Azteca isn't the fortress that it seems that it used to be, Eddie. 5 games played, they've won 2, drawn 2, lost 1. And to be honest with you, it could have been drawn 3 and 1-1 because we gave away our game in the last minute due to what I feel was poor substitutions. So we see here now their home form, the probability of a win at home is 40%. And away is 40% overall. And overall is 40%, right? Yeah. Same probability for a draw, 40%. And there's a 20% lose chance they can lose at the Azteca, according to Footy Stats statistics, right? I consider that high, considering the history of the Azteca. So that should show you, like, having a 20% chance to go there and win. But what matters in this case now is the away form, right? Because they're coming to us. So away form now, out of the 5 away games, they've won 2, drawn 1, lost 2, right? And easily could have been lost 3 as well, because I think in one of those games they got a late equalizer. All right. The goal difference away is 5-4-5 again, so them have a goal difference of 0. So the traveling not so impressive either. You know what I mean? We can say a team that is dare we say it looked like if Mexico don't get them act together, they could probably be struggling to go through the qualifying route. Big bad Mexico.
I mean, it's a possibility, Yeah. We might sound crazy, saying it, but it's a real possibility.
No, it's not. There's nothing crazy about it if you look at the
stats.
The
stats show otherwise, you know what I mean? The stats are showing that it's possible. If they don't get that together, as I said, they could be out.
And consider the form of Panama as well, Eddie. Definitely. Equal on points. And Panama is in good form.
And And if Jamaica can get them up together as well, we could pose a threat to Mexico. Wishful thinking, but
I think we have an outside chance, but I think what we might end up doing, we might end up being kingmakers. You know what I mean? Even if we don't get to qualify, our results might matter a lot to some other people, which is not ideal for us, but what can we do? We're in the situation already. I think one lesson we can learn from Panama is Panama came out of the Gold Cup with a disappointing performance and then went home and did the homework. Yeah, that is where we fell short. We didn't go home and do the homework and make the necessary changes. All right. So we say Mexico now. Make a look on some of them other stats like goals and so forth. All right. I want to know how them goals away thing there. So they've scored the average 1.5 overall scored per match. At home it's 2, away it's 1. All right. They concede 1.2 average. At home it's 1.4, but away it's 1. Why are they conceding more at home? Are they playing more freely and open?
I mean, they've always played that way. I believe that teams are no longer afraid to go to the Azteca. I think that's the big difference. Teams are now confident.
Yeah.
And the style, like the way Mexico is playing now, this high possession ball game. Teams can easily sit back and soak up pressure and just, make use of their chances. And with Jamaica played a game like that, we got our chance with Bowser, we equalized, but it wasn't enough in the end, and we couldn't hold on to the point. But that's a good strategy to use away to Mexico.
Yeah. Possession average, high possession team, even when they're away, they're still
that's a given.
Possession. You know what I mean?
That's a given.
Yeah, so they average 58% possession. At home it's 64%. Away it's 52%. So
Brilliant.
yeah. And when I get into the tactics, you will see why the possession is so high, or style of play, I should say. Shots taken per match, 14 average. At home it's 18.2, but at away it's cut down to half, 9.8. A lot more conservative at home, away matches, I should say.
Away matches, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that is an indication of probably why they're more on the. They're more easily caught on the counter at home. Because so I guess when they're away, they're a little bit more disciplined because they're a professional unit, really professional unit. You know what I mean? Yeah. So some of these stats making a lot of sense, Eddie. All right, we're not gonna spend too long in the numbers. All right. So let's go into the style of play. First, let me run through the formation, all right? Head coach Gerardo Martino, all right? He opts for the 4-3-3 lately after he used to go for the 3-4-3, all right? I think he switched to that after the Nations League final and has stuck with it ever since. And when I go through SofaScore, I see most of the matches that they have played is 4-3-3. All right. All right. It says Mexico want to have the ball, so hence you see that high possession percentage that we just went over, Eddie. You know what I mean? Their belief is that having the ball, as long as they pass sharply, will give them more opportunities to score, and obviously keeping the ball away from the opponent. Mexico have won the battle of possession in 12 of their last 13 games. And this is from like the Nations League. You know what I mean? Time. So this is from like last year's summer. That was when the final was, right before Gold Cup, right?
Yeah, man.
So it says usually the focus is on attacking, pushing with the fullbacks, getting up the field often, and with the midfield dropping to cover them with when necessary. Though on the road, against their biggest rivals in Concacaf, don't be shocked if their fullbacks are on a shorter leash. Mexico won't ever concede possession, but they might use it more conservatively, primarily as a way to keep teams from attacking rather than as a way to force the issues themselves. All right. Yeah. So style of play there described. And I don't think we'd even have to, like, I think the stats kind of showed us and probably gave us the insight into what we were going to read there out of that scout report. All right, so we're gonna get to the final thoughts. Thoughts on Mexico, and what you think should be done or how we can approach it.
I mean, naturally we'll be getting the same Mexico. You know, the stats that they real out 12 out of the last 13 games. Having the most possession. That's something we cannot get around. And I think, we have to be disciplined on the defensive side of things. We have to be patient and wait for a turn, because it won't make any sense if we try to go toe-to-toe with them. They will win on the possession. And it's our job to make it difficult for them. We need to sit back in our low block, frustrate them a bit, because I think they lack the cutting edge. So when teams sit back, it's kind of difficult for them to get them down. That's why you see a lot of shots coming from outside of the box. So if you can restrict them to shots from outside of the box, because they're a small team, they're not going to really put a lot of crosses in the box. So we need to restrict them to outside shots, try to get the blocks. And I think that could be a way for us to...
Very good header of the ball, though. Jimenez,
right.
Very good header.
And the other one, the other twin one there. Used to play for Everton. They're good in the air, but I don't see them putting a lot of passes to them. They tend to keep it on the floor.
Man. What I will say, though, the 3 points are there for the taking, and I don't want to sound overconfident or anything like that. But if we go out there and execute a proper game plan, run a tight ship. Like we said, I doubt they're going to have the wing backs overlapping like crazy. They're going to try to be conservative. You know what I mean? They're going to try to play that possession ball. So when we get the ball, we make use of it. We have to be patient. You know what I mean? If we can get some of the ball movement like what I saw in the first half of the Peru game. I mean, with a little bit more patience. You know what I mean? And
I think.
Go ahead.
I think that first half performance against Peru can help us going into this Mexico game. If you notice, the counter attacks were very fast. So I know the players might be different for that game, but if we could get some fast players, some speedy players, to follow Paula's instructions, we could get at them.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and that is the question now, what kind of squad we'll see. So that is what we patiently wait on, and then maybe we can link up again, Eddie, and talk predictions and starting lineup.
No problem.